When you peel back the shiny wrapper on a Kraft single or melt a creamy block of Velveeta into a pot of mac and cheese, it might feel like comfort food. But what you're actually consuming is a far cry from real cheese. These processed cheese products are highly engineered, chemically stabilized, and packed with artificial additives to create the illusion of smooth, consistent, melty cheese perfection. In reality, they're an ultra-processed food product that comes with a host of nutritional drawbacks and health concerns, often masquerading as something wholesome or dairy-based. Start with ingredients. A slice of Kraft singles doesn't even legally qualify as cheese in many countries. It's labeled as a pasteurized prepared cheese product. That's because it contains less than 51% actual cheese. The rest is made up of emulsifiers, oils, milk protein concentrate, salt, preservatives, and artificial colorings. Velveeta, similarly, is not technically cheese either. It's a processed cheese spread created through a blend of milk, whey, modified starches, and industrial fats to give it that familiar texture and flavor. This is food that has been chemically manipulated from the ground up to melt evenly, taste mild, and last unnaturally long on the shelf. The nutritional profile is even more revealing. Processed cheeses are loaded with sodium, often over 300 milligrams per slice, which contributes significantly to daily intake and increases the risk of high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. The fats in these products tend to be a mix of dairy and industrial fats, with saturated fats dominating. When consumed regularly, they contribute to cholesterol buildup and cardiovascular strain, especially in people who already consume other high-fat, low-nutrient processed foods. Calcium and protein are often highlighted on the packaging, but that doesn't tell the whole story. The calcium is often added back in rather than being naturally present, and the protein content is far less bioavailable than it would be in real cheese or whole dairy products. What's left is a product engineered for shelf life and convenience, not health. It doesn't ferment like traditional cheese, and it lacks the beneficial bacteria and enzymes that come with aged cheeses. Any suggestion that these slices or spreads are a good source of dairy is misleading at best. There's also the issue of how these products are consumed. Kraft singles and Velveeta are rarely eaten in isolation. They're usually melted over white bread, processed meat, or stirred into instant noodles and box meals. These combinations create an even more nutritionally barren plate, high in simple carbs, sodium, and unhealthy fats, and low in fiber, vitamins, or antioxidants. Over time, these eating patterns contribute to metabolic syndrome, poor digestion, weight gain, and reduced energy. It's a dietary trap disguised as childhood nostalgia. Processed cheese products also normalize the taste of fake food from a young age. Their hyper-consistent, unnaturally smooth textures and mild, salty flavors train the palate to prefer uniformity over the complexity of real, whole foods. This makes it harder to appreciate natural cheeses, plant-based foods, or nutrient-dense meals, fostering lifelong preferences for artificial convenience over real nourishment. Even from an environmental standpoint, the mass production of processed cheese raises concerns. These products require heavy processing, packaging, and refrigeration, consuming far more resources than fresh dairy or plant-based alternatives. Individually wrapped slices generate significant plastic waste, most of which is not recyclable. It's an unsustainable model for a food that's already nutritionally compromised. Ultimately, Kraft singles and Velveeta aren't cheese. They're cheese-flavored products built on cheap inputs and complex processing, designed more for profit and marketing than human health. Their convenience and flavor may appeal to busy households and nostalgic appetites, but the long-term cost to health, taste, and sustainability is far too high. Real cheese, in moderation, can be part of a healthy diet, but these processed imitations are better understood as edible food-like substances, engineered, preserved, and dyed to trick the senses, not to nourish the body. If we're serious about health and honest about our food, it's time to see these products for what they really are, a poor imitation with a dangerous downside.